Hey everyone, it's September the 11th, 2020. Thanks for joining me for the Fast Friday Facts. This week, we started the process of getting back to some semblance of normal. On Monday, we saw our first athletic event since March. And I know many of you wish that we were saying that we were in school rather than talking about participating in an athletic event, but it's always amazing to know what athletics can do for us. And by doing athletics, we were not violating a recommendation or an expectation, so we took advantage of that. And I believe everyone who attended that had a great experience. Fans arrived early, they came with vouchers completed, had correct change, masks were on, and no one placed a personal agenda ahead of the student opportunities. It gave me a huge sense of pride in the people of Garrett County. I saw the good of others placed ahead of the need of self. What great evidence of the quality of the Garrett County community. I believe that'll be a great attitude to encourage from all of us, from every student, parent, teacher, staff member, principal, bus driver, monitor, instructional assistant, cafeteria staff, maintenance, custodial staff, and our community members. It'd be easy for many of us to want to deliver a personal message regarding masks or social distancing, temperature checks, any of those types of things. But doing so could end up hindering our ability to return to in-person learning. And speaking of in-person learning, I had a chance to hear from several parents this week who are encouraging us to open schools for in-person learning. As you know, we accepted the recommendation of the governor to postpone in-person learning until September the 28th or later. Well, that's now just 2 weeks away. Next week, I'll be asking the Board of Education to approve the return to in-person learning in Garrett County. I won't speak for the board, but I know that they're hearing from many of you as well, and I know that they want to do what's best for our students. If the board does approve the request, we'll invite students who initially told us they wanted to do in-person learning back to school. Well, that'll be an incredibly exciting thing to see, and it's an incredibly exciting thing to say. We're going to anticipate that the board will approve, and so we're already reviewing our initial reopening of school plan to refine it based on the most recent guidance. Each school is making sure they're ready to welcome students back. That means reviewing protocols for students' arrival at school, the use of school transportation, student meals at school, mask breaks at school, and dismissal from school. I know some of you wish we would start in-person learning on Monday, but we're not there yet. We want to use the next 2 weeks to be sure we're prepared. We'll even share some videos from your schools that show what school will look like. Those may include videos on temperature checks, may include how we handle breakfast and lunch. It could be what the hallways will look like as far as directional movement. And sometimes just a simple picture can speak 1,000 words. We're also going to ensure that we're ready to clean buildings and buses. We'll have hand sanitizer available, prepare classrooms for as much distance as possible, and we're going to ensure class rosters are clean and ensure student schedules are right. We're also going to be making sure that we can continue to provide successful interactive distance learning to those who wish to remain on the pathway. We're going to make sure that we've heard from our staff and that we're making last-minute adjustments if we need to. So I want to ask your assistance. I want to circle back to what I shared earlier. We need to place the good of others ahead of our own wishes now. I remember a movie called Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan, and in it, Spock saved the Enterprise by exposing himself to some radiation. He was asked by Captain Kirk, why did you do it? And he said, the good of the many outweighs the good of the few or the one. Well, we want to do what's best for each student, for all of our students. So I'm asking us all, self included, to do all we can to make our schools safe and effective for our students. We recognize that fall break is coming, and we know that students and adults may congregate together during fall break. And understand that could have an impact on us as far as transmission of the virus. Masks are required in our building, and choosing not to wear one to deliver a message can also impact our kids. So I'm asking us all to put away any personal agendas or political stances in order to get our kids back in the buildings. I'll mask all day, every day, if that makes it happen. I'll stay out of a restaurant if that makes it happen, and I can't speak for you, but I'll encourage you to make things happen as well. Once we know that we can return, we'll provide more details. Timing won't be perfect. We recognize we could come back to school and then go to fall break, but we'll use fall break to refine anything that we hadn't refined prior to that first week. I'm relieved to be talking to you about in-person learning. Excited to share this with the board. And to our staff, I'm asking you, help us get it right. To our parents, be patient so that we do get it as right as possible. And to our students, get ready. I know you have questions. We'll answer as many as we can. Don't hesitate sharing your questions, and we'll find an answer. Thanks for joining me today. Stay tuned for more updates as they become available, and hope you have a great weekend. See you next Friday at the latest.